Starting our flower text technique project, and in order to do that we need to start in this template, so make sure you have that open. You can download it from Canvas. The reason why this is a template is because it actually is the size that we need for the mock-up that you will eventually be using for your final design. So here we have our template. It looks a little complex because there's a lot of guidelines and there's this random box sitting in the center, but I've laid this out so that your design stays within this outer box here. And then just to note, your text is supposed to stay in this inside, and it's actually going to stay in that inside portion perfectly because it's going to be going into this box. So the first thing we're going to do for this video is I want to fill in the background, and then I also want to show you how to lay out the text. So going into your layers panel, you already have these two layers made. Unlock your background and then rename it background. And I would personally go into your library and try to find one of the colors from a flower that you particularly like. Remember, we're trying to go for a color scheme that matches with your month of the month of your birthday. So I'm gonna go and use one of these golden colors. To extract a color, I just hit I on the keyboard to get my eyedropper, and then I go back to my project. I'm gonna grab my paint bucket, and then I'm just gonna click. Okay, let's lock that background and let's begin talking about your text. So this box is not gonna stay there. What's gonna happen to this box is it's actually gonna go away. You're gonna end up, let me go ahead and show you my sample. You're going to end up turning it into a text box, which is going to get rid of the outside edge and just leave you with your text. I did choose a certain type of text for this project for everyone, and I also like a typeface, and I also chose a size so that you're guaranteed that it is legible and that it's going to fit the space of the box. Now, I do have to say that depending on which month you have, the orientation of your letters is going to be different. And what I mean by that is that if you have a longer month name, like I do, November, it's broken up into more syllables. The month of May is one syllable, so you could do M-A-Y, or you could even just do it straight across. So those are the differences between the different months of the year. Let's grab our text tool. And before I start typing or doing anything, I'm going to come over to my properties panel, and I'm going to make sure that's on because I want to see the settings for the text. Take your mouse and click one time on the line. If you hover over this too long with your text tool, you are going to get a cursor with a squiggle line. That's going to put your text into the border. We want to just quickly click and have it set inside the box. As soon as I do that, now my properties panel has now changed, and you're going to make sure that you have the Arial black regular turned on, and you're going to set your size to 245. Now this works for a majority of all the months, but if you have to make it smaller, that's fine. If you have to make it a little bigger, that's fine. It just depends on what month you have. Under paragraph, you're going to make sure it's set to the left-hand side. So I'm clicking here, and then I'm going to turn my caps lock on and start typing. I'm breaking my month down into its syllables. Also, I'm going to highlight this, and I'm going to change my color to white. I'd like everybody to use the white because it creates a nice contrast to the background, and it also looks nice against the flowers. Okay, it doesn't look like anything's there, but that's because I have to turn off the box. I would turn it off, just not erase it, because if you ever want to go back and edit, you still have that box to work with. So just turn it off and keep it there for the duration of the project. The other thing you can do is, now that you have your text layer, you can move this up and down as long as it's centered along the middle of the artboard. You know it's centered because if I do Command T, those anchor points should fall on the blue line, the vertical blue line. If you need to go up and down, this one might change, but your anchor points vertically should be lined up with the center. Okay, I'm happy with this. Next video, I'm going to walk you through how to lay out your flowers and how to use the layer mask.